Good morning, world. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, Dr. Joe Skoda in the house. Hey, how you doing today? The last couple, not just months, but last couple of years, sometimes throughout our lives, we fall into this panic mode. Or maybe we don't, but society seems to. We're frustrated, we're scared, we're frightened of the unknown. I understand the pandemic has happened, maybe it's still happening in your neck of the woods, and people are scared. And when you're scared, sometimes you make irrational decisions. For instance, getting your children vaccinated against something they should not be vaccinated against because the shot hasn't proved effective for adults. Why would you give it to kids? That's a whole different story. I don't want to politics, but darn it, pay attention before you run out and do what the masses do. Or worse yet, run out and do what the media says you have. Come on. I remember about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, we had that toilet paper shortage. Everywhere you go, people stocking it up in their carts at the store and buying 5, 6, 7, 8 different packages of toilet paper. Well, I thought I'd be smarter. Hey, I don't need to run out there in the store and stock up for all these things. I'll just pay a little bit extra and have it shipped to my house, right? The price was going up anyways on toilet paper. You know what I did? I answered one of those ads on probably Facebook. I spent a lot of time on Facebook and other social media. And I bought this, I think it said 12 or 10 rolls for, I don't know, it was 20 bucks, 30 bucks, I don't know. But at that time, I wanted to be ahead of the curve and make sure I had some. But look what I bought. I don't even know what it says. I don't know how many rolls. It's a very small package for 10 or 12 rolls. But this is what I bought and probably spent about $36. Probably $36 for this small roll of toilet paper. Are you freaking kidding me? And we often fall into that trap because someone says we need it. You better get it now. There'll be none left tomorrow. And quite frankly, where we live sometimes, we do see some of the shelves empty of food, especially meat, real food or bacon, something a lot of us enjoy. And now toilet paper, it's kind of scary out there how we get in this panic mode and we have to stockpile things. And I do believe in stockpiling for a rainy day, not just toilet paper and food and other utensils and drinks, but stockpile maybe some money. You ever think about having a little bit of extra money in the bank account? And that's something too. Do we trust the banks with our money? Of course not. How can you? But the majority of our money should probably be there. But it's okay to put some in your pillowcase, some in a safe, some somewhere else, maybe a friend's house. They better be a good friend. But whatever it is, we have to kind of diversify, not just as a nation, as people, diversify our income, diversify our supplies, diversify maybe even our friends. It's so important that we pay attention to what's really going on around us. Look at this face behind me. I don't know. I bought a lot of things I didn't need while everybody else is not buying toilet paper. It is what it is. But we're going to suffer. We have to accept whatever consequences those may bring. I may be stuck with this as a background forever and ever. Not really. I have a lot of other smiley faces too. But I spent the money for the toilet paper, and I'm too ashamed to even use it. I'm holding on to it. This literally, there's 2 rolls on each side. I can feel 1 roll here and 1 roll here. I know you can't see very well on there, but there's like 2 rolls in there on each side. Are you kidding me? It's something I pay a tribute to, something I talked about a year ago. Well, one day I'm going to do a video about this. And I just didn't because I was ashamed. If you're going to do something that later on you may be ashamed of, why do it to begin with? I know. Hey, trust me, I've invested in the stock market for years, and I bought a lot of stock I bought. I followed the crowd in the mad rush. Oh my goodness, I have to get in while it's still hot. And then, everybody, something goes high, it goes down. That's me. I like to buy high and sell low. I mean, that's the American way, right? There is a blueprint for investing. There is a blueprint for buying toilet paper. There is a blueprint for helping us live the life we want. But we don't always follow that blueprint. We know better. We're smarter. We don't know who to trust, or I've always done it this way. Or my dad always said, do it that way. And that's funny. My dad had a lot more wisdom in his finger than I do in my own body sometimes. He didn't invest in things, he invested in people. He spent his time, effort, and money in investing in his kids, investing in his nieces and nephews, investing in other people. He would stop beside a road and change your tire in the middle of the night in the middle of the rain, or he would loan you some money or give you some money and not tell anybody else about it. That was, I don't know if it was a pride about him, but there was something. He knew he would never get that money back, or someone would change his tire later on, but he kind of paid it forward. And even though he only lived till he was 61, in fact, this is the weekend he passed away about 16 years ago, he was smart about reading people. Now, we're all teens, we know the punks in the neighborhood, and we know who we can trust or can't trust, or do we? Do we really know who we can trust and not trust? No, that's what our mom and dad's for. So you stay away from him, or you watch him, or I wouldn't do it if I were you. We often listen to people we don't know, listen to the media, listen to, I don't know, people with the biggest mouths than our own families who've been there, done that, who love us, who want the best for us. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was going to open up a shoe store, I would never ask my dad how to open up a shoe store, because he'd never done that before. He was a hard worker factory man for General Motors for 35 years. I would never ask my dad how to start a lawn mowing business, but then again, maybe I would, because he'd know what kind of a lawnmower to purchase. He wouldn't know who to solicit for customers and which neighborhoods to stay away from. He was smart in a general sense. And a lot of us are smart in a general sense, or we think we are. Because if we were so smart, we would not be buying that toilet paper. We would not be buying funny faces in our background, maybe even a funny hat. I've added to my hat collection at least a dozen hats in the last year, at least a dozen. And I wear them all. I wear them all when I do videos like this. I wear them all in speaking engagements. I do a lot of speaking engagements. In fact, next week I'm doing a keynote speech. It's going to be in Texas, yet I'll be in California, because it's on a virtual format like this, for about an hour, probably for 300 or 400 people. But it's something I get good at. And you get better at speaking by speaking more. You get better at doing videos by videotaping more. You get better at keeping your time management in place by challenging yourself even more. Yeah, that's kind of how it works in this world. We have to, what do you say, practice till you get it, or fake it till you made it, or whatever. When we practice something, we get better. Now, you may disagree with me if you have a child at home trying to learn the drums or the sax or the trumpet. You might, oh my goodness, it's getting worse and worse day by day. Yeah, that's kind of the way we have to go through. We have to go through those ups and downs in our life, those hills. And we know we want our life to go perfect, straight up, or we're constantly making more money, better friends, better relationships. But it usually does one of these turns. We know that as adults. Should we tell our kids this is going to happen, or should we just tell them and expect them to soar for the moon? That's a good question. I have granddaughters, and boy, I want them to soar to the moon fast. And I don't know if I really want to tell them that there's going to be bumps in the road. I'd rather have them hit those bumps first and then say, yeah, sometimes that happens, but keep shooting on. I feel if we're going to tell people they're going to have all these challenges right away in life, they may not even try. like network marketing. I'm a network marketer. I'm into direct sales. I've been doing it for many years. I've had some success, some not so success, some success, some not so success. And I actually had to hire a coach who, and I know I've seen people make it and not make it. And it seems like we hear everyone's an overnight success. Yeah, overnight success could take 10 years. It really can. But success is success. If it takes you 20 years to get your degree, you still got your degree. If it took you 5 years to get the dream job you want in your life, it still took you 5 years. So what'd you do during those 5 years, those 10 years, those 20 years to get where you wanted? You probably had some of this in your life, didn't you? I know I still have some of this in my life. And I'm okay with it. I'm in a comfortable place now. I've got a beautiful roof over my head. I'm driving a Lincoln, and my kids are taken care of. And trust me, if you see the whole picture of me, I eat pretty well most days. Most days. We get to wear fancy shirts like this. And so I'm doing okay. But not all of my family's doing okay. Not all of my friends or even neighbors are doing okay. Some are doing better than me, don't get me wrong. I know a lot that are doing better than I am. But I believe strongly that God blesses us by serving others. When I serve you, change your tire like my dad did, change someone's tire in the middle of the night, in the middle of the rain, that's a blessing God gave through my dad. And I'm sure my dad's been blessed over and over again. After all, he had me as his oldest son. How can he not be blessed, right? Right? My parents were in love, madly in love. Even my mom died at an early age of 37. But they loved each other so much, it's kind of sick. I mean, it's three teenage boys, and parents are all over each other all the time. It kind of grosses you out. Boys or men, we don't want to see that kind of stuff. But I think we all need that kind of stuff in our lives. When we stop appreciating each other, when we stop acknowledging the little accomplishments, when we stop remembering why we fell in love to begin with, that's kind of when life doesn't just do this, it kind of takes a downturn. And when life takes a downturn, it's a good idea to have someone to talk to. It's a good idea to sit back, reflect on the good times. It's a good idea to sit back and reflect on what's going wrong. Things don't always go as we plan. Even I know a lot of millionaires. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I know several millionaires. And some are extremely happy. They made some good decisions. Life's good, and they'll tell you about their ups and downs. And others just kind of keep buying and purchasing things to try to feel something missing inside, something missing in their heart. And some of them are even married. And it's okay. You're allowed to have nice things. That's why God gives us a brain and opportunity to go out there and have nice things. But don't forget to serve your common neighbor. We're supposed to love our neighbors we do ourselves. That's not easy. No one said you had to like them. No one said you had to like them. You don't have to like your kids sometimes, but you're supposed to love them and respect and still do the common courtesy, what the golden rule, do unto others as you hope is done to you. You know what I'm talking about. Regardless of how they may make us feel sometimes, we should feel good about serving. We should feel good about giving. Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people that will take advantage of you and I giving. A lot of people expect us to feed them every day. A lot of people expect us to drive them here on a regular basis. A lot of people would expect us to pay their bills. So we do have to set boundaries, and only you know what that is for you. Even the multimillionaires, they want to hold on to their money. They don't want to constantly give out, but they understand the importance. When you give out, it kind of comes back to you. It really does. It really does. But if they gave out all their money, it could take a long time to come back to you. Now, business owners deserve tax breaks. They hire employees, right? The employees, they pay the taxes, so the taxes are right there. And they have all this overhead and different things. No one should get away without paying anything. And you and I could start a small business and get certain tax breaks too. I do. You don't think this, I'm using a Zoom platform. You don't think I write off this Zoom platform each and every month? You better believe I do. You don't think I can write off this hat and this shirt? You believe I do. I can write off the internet. I can write off gas mileage while I'm doing different events. You bet I do. And you bet I can. And you can too. So stop pointing the finger at, oh, my life is falling apart, or I followed the masses, it didn't work out, and I'm going to do what they're doing next because I don't want to be left in the dust. Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Yeah! That's Queen, good song. Use our brains. Use that little noodle up there that God gave you and try to expand it. Sure, this is an entertaining video, but it's given some little bit of tidbits, key bits, bites of information that we can all use to have a better life. You want to know how to start a great business? You associate yourself with people who are starting great businesses right now or already been there, done that. You look for people who have similar goals and desires that you have, and you want to follow suit and become one of those great people. You want to go back to school, and maybe you haven't been in school in 10 or 15 years and you kept failing. All right, who hasn't failed at something in their life? But come on, we can rethink and spend a little more time studying, or maybe, well, like I said, actually studying instead of partying, or find that right study group. None of us can succeed or have a long-lasting success on our own. None of us can. We all need accountability partner. We all need a coach. We all need continuously be fed something that's going to make us want to grow. That's going to make us want to get up in the morning. That's going to make us want to do something that someone else doesn't want to do. We have a Super Bowl coming up, football, National Football League in the United States. I mean, it's, football, soccer in most other countries, but it's what we have, and a lot of us love it. We grew up with it and we love it. And I know a few years ago they started this kneeling craze in the NFL, and they were almost shaming the other players to do it too. Well, you have to because we're standing up for these rights and that, and they really irked the majority of the American people. They pissed off a lot of us that just want to watch the game and leave your politics out of it. And not just football, but basketball and other sports do the same thing. And actors, who are they? And they think they're important. They can do the stuff too. But it gave a lot of us a bad taste where the NFL, a multi-billion-dollar industry, can fall down and allow these kind of things to happen. They lost a lot of money for a couple of years. Now they're kind of making a rebound. And you know what they did? In the beginning of all the games, they would show people kneeling and then they would start the game. And my understanding is they just stopped promoting, they just stopped showing, they just stopped giving reference to those kneeling, and just wait for that to be over with. And they focus somewhere else, and then they get to the game. Not to give recognition to, come on, guys, get up. We understand we have issues in our country. We probably will have issues 20, 30, 50 years from now too. But it can get better if we stop focusing on the negativity. Why can't we focus on what's good? Why can't we focus on the good nature of people? We keep beating someone down over and over again and making them feel inferior or not worthy or loser, right? Yeah, they're going to get angry. They're going to fight back. They're going to give you they're going to cold cock you when you're not looking. Give some of the reason to, why does it say hi to you? Or why can't you just walk up and say, hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. But when you ask someone how they're doing, you may get an honest answer. So be careful for that one. You and I aren't perfect, of course not. Our parents, our families were not perfect, of course not. And hopefully you grew up in a loving family like I did. Not just our parents loved us, but our aunts and uncles, our cousins. We spent a lot of time with our cousins, so there's always love there. And in our neighborhood, we played football 300, 320 days a year in my backyard most of the time. Sometimes you play in the street, maybe a little bit of baseball or something else. But all the kids got together and did it all the time. All the time. And it's what we did. Sure, you always have one kid was bigger than the other one, or someone more of a bully and someone maybe more of a ladies' man. We had all those kind of things too as kids. Well, we got down, looked at each other, we're just sizing up one another. So how am I going to take you? I'm going to go for your legs, go for your shoulders. Yeah, and the problem is when you play with the same people over and over again, you know each other's flaws. I know every time I go for that person's legs, I'm take him down, and he knows I'm even coming for him. There's nothing he can do about it. We're going to know about each other's flaws, but we're also going to know about the good things about each other. We're all also going to know whether you have flaws and I can beat you all the time at football, or you can beat me at, I don't know, bowling or baseball. It still should be somewhat of a trust, a mutual respect, a time we can go out and look at one another and say, yeah, I'm going to get you this time. You got me that time. I'm going to get you next time. Anyways, in this world, there's a lot of chaos. And we do a lot of panic buying. And even though we grow up in loving neighborhoods and playing ball together, maybe chase the same girl around as kids. And later on, we're angry with each other. We want to fight one another over this toilet paper. We want to get some fancy smiling faces in the background and different things that we do. And it's okay. But we only have one life to live. Don't live it with bitterness inside yourself. Live a life that you're proud of, that your kids are proud. Yeah, Dad, he was a hard ass worker. He was always doing something. Now I haven't done a physical labor job in 20 years or so. Sure, I still tinker around in my car and do a little cut wood and a little remodeling around the house. But I haven't done those kind of jobs in a long time because I don't want to anymore. I don't have to anymore. I made a decision not to get my fingers all greasy and oily or paint in my hair like I once upon a time had to. But I know what hard work is. And someone who's willing to do things like that for you for free or even charge you a nominal fee, respect them. We're in this together and we're trading goods for services all the time. It has to feel good on both sides. Just recently, I had someone do some carpentry work for me, building a roof over my patio. And I thought we agreed on the price. Of course, it kept going up because I wanted different things done. It kept going up. And at the end of the day, he said, okay, it's going to cost this much. So it kind of caught me off guard. Like, really? I paid it. And a couple of weeks later, I said, hey, I need some more work. I need to do this and that. And he wouldn't respond. And a week later, I checked and he wouldn't respond. He finally responded. He's like, I don't know if I want to do any more work for you. You kind of lowballed me on the last job. I thought I overpaid myself and he thought I underpaid. So there was a disconnect in the communication. And he's a hard worker. I'd love to have him come back and help do some more things on my house. But am I always going to feel that I'm being taken advantage of or he's going to feel he's being taken advantage of? It might be better just to part ways now and go look for someone else. And it's hard to find a handyman or someone who knows what they're doing for real. When you find a good one, hold on to them. And you might have to overpay a little bit for that mutual respect, that integrity, someone you can rely on. So that's something I have to work through. And maybe you have something similar you have to work through. This chaotic environment we live in has caused stress in our lives that we don't need. We don't need. We need to love our neighbor as we do ourselves. It's what God said. There's no other way around it. It's not a choice. It's not a choice. Anyways, you have yourself a great day. I know I'm babbling on too much already. You have a great day. Subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Social Media Shows Network. Subscribe to In the Office. Subscribe to josephskoda.com. And don't take up all the toilet paper. Have yourself a great day now. Look forward to hearing from you. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.